on. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Leah. Again, thank you so much for having us. What a great day and what a great event. The energy and the networking is very exciting. Just a little bit about myself. I've been with Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Calgary for just over 6 years. And so it's a movement, an agency that is near and dear to my heart. So, and I'm just so thrilled that I get the opportunity to be here personally as well. So before I get into a lot of what is it the work that we do, we wanted to share with you to make sure you're aware of the impact and the commitment that Rogers has had with Big Brothers Big Sisters, even before or going forward from today. Rogers has been a sponsor of All-Star Weekend. We have a huge All-Star Weekend event here in Calgary, and Rogers has helped support that, our fundraising campaign, as well as the event. You've also helped support both for kids in many of our different communities here in Calgary, as well as outlying communities. And you also continue to show tremendous support for our Imagine BBBS campaign across the country. And that's really, imagine who the young people can be because of a mentor in their life, and that's our recruitment campaign. So thank you for that. So whether we are in need of more mentors, if we're in need of funds, or even just today building some awareness, Rogers has always truly been there, and we wanted to thank you for that. So give yourselves a round of applause. Again, personally, I'm excited to be here because it is International Women's Day, and as an educator, that's my previous life. Mentoring, as I said, is very near and dear to my heart. And does everybody know the International Women's Day hashtag today? Balance for better. So it's, for everyone, this is today. So everyone, you'll see it all over social media, and that's to help us celebrate. How do we find that balance? So when confronted with the fallout of childhood trauma, why do some children and young people adapt and overcome, while we see others that bear lifelong scars that flatten their potential? A growing body of evidence points to one common answer. Every child who winds up doing well has had at least one stable and committed relationship with a supportive adult. So this is a quote that I'm not sure if some of you have heard. It comes out of research out of the Harvard University Center on the Developing Child. And I wanted to share that with you because it is what we live and breathe and feel strongly about at Big Brothers Big Sisters. The simple truth is, for children and youth who are facing adversity, there is no better intervention than having a caring, consistent, healthy relationship in their life. And that could be us. The young people who come to Big Brothers Big Sisters, they come for support because they're struggling with trauma, different adversities, such as grief and loss of a loved one. And for some of them, as you know, even some of the newcomers to our community, it can be a grandparent, it can be an aunt and uncle, a parent, a friend, a sibling. They're dealing with addictions, violence, abuse in the home, and mental health issues is on the rise. In fact, more than half of the kids that come to us at Big Brothers Big Sisters are actually facing 4 or more of those adversities. 4 or more. That has a profound impact on their trajectory of where they'll go. So these circumstances have nothing to do with the value of who they are or who they will become. But because of these challenges, we know in the work we do, these children and youth risk not having an opportunity to even get close to their potential. So we work hard to get that caring adult relationship to help them see that potential in themselves. Even more serious is the possibility of that continued cycles, and I know you've all seen it, of poverty, crime, mental health issues. We know that having a mentor, we can potentially help to stop that cycle. And I'm going to share a profound story with you shortly that shows we can. To gain a deeper understanding, I'll just give you a few stats of the challenges faced by children. And these adversities, you may have heard them talked about as ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. There's been a lot of work done in the US and Canada. We did a deep dive, and we did our own research right here in Calgary and looked into who we serve. 77% of our littles is what we call the young people we serve. 77% of them come from a divorced or single parent home. 50% of them are dealing with the loss of a loved one that has made a profound impact. 48% are dealing with family violence in some way within their home. That's almost half. We serve close to 1,600 young people a year. That's 800 are coming from a home that may have violence that they're dealing with. About 40% actually are involved with criminal activity within the home. We do some great partnerships with CPS here because of that. And we know now up to 38, almost close to 40% of our young people are struggling with a mental illness themselves or with someone within the home. And it's usually the caregiver, a mom, a dad, a grandparent. That has profound impact. And you're all going, why they send Jodi here? What a downer to talk about these poor kids. But there is great news, and you're all standing in this room. We're all here. We know, and think of that quote I started off with, one caring relationship can change that all. So we know that the single best way to help a young person to build resilience, that ability to bounce back, that ability to say, I can persevere and I can get through this. The one fact is that supporting caring relationship can be that intervention at the right time. So that's what we do at Big Brothers Big Sisters. We look to create life-changing mentoring relationships, one-to-one, that build resilience in the children and youth that we serve and that come to us with their families. Day after day, I said, we're very lucky. We get to see that mentoring magic and we get to hear it. And that's a blessing for us who work there. I was talking to a young little who is actually 16, not so young, and she shared this quote with us at our agency. And she said, you know, with my big sister, I feel like I have a safe space to be my raw self. She accepts and celebrates me for who I am. She's been a consistent, compassionate, and supportive ear for me, just when I needed someone to listen. Thanks to her, many moments over this past year have been consumed by joy and laughter. So that was she just shared that I think a couple weeks ago with us. So it's raw. But because this is a networking, and I do have a few more minutes before I close, I want to ask you to do something for about 1 minute. As we know, today's hashtag is #SheInspiresMe. I want you to turn to someone, and maybe someone that's not from your business unit, and I just want you to talk for 1 minute. Think back in your life. #Who inspired you? And think about what it is they did. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Turn to someone close. Think about who inspired you in your life. Just talk about them. having been a teacher for years, people go, well, how will you ever get them back? And I actually don't ever want to stop when there's this much great conversation. As we start to wrap up, and I want you to think about, just like the people you were talking, and Leah and I, if I may share, spoke about her mom, and how she said something she always appreciated was non-judgmental. She was gentle. She cared. Those are characteristics that we look for in our mentors that come to Big Brothers, Big Sisters, because we know that's what our young people are needing. So each of you, we know, and I know, have what it takes to build a lasting relationship. Now sometimes we and I'm going to just veer off a bit, we think lasting, oh, I've got to be 10 years with this person. I met a lady at Pride this past year, and she's 37 and raising 3 teenagers all within a year of each other. I don't know how she does it. She had a big sister when she was 12, and her mother had passed away. So she came and spoke at our booth, and of course one of the questions I always ask, oh, are you still in contact with your big sister? And she said no, but she said, I had her for the 2 years of my life. I needed her the most. So I like to challenge people. Long can be strong, but that timing can be as impactful if we ask for a 1-year commitment. And imagine she is now thriving, raising her own kids and doing well. Now they're actually going to become event volunteers with us as a family. So I want to share that. We had a mentor. Sometimes we don't figure out the impact or hear, people come to us to be a big or a mentor, and they then say, I didn't realize how it would change me. We come to help another. And one of our mentors said, I started looking back at my own experience, similar to what you just did, and I realized how critical it was to have a strong female role model guiding me and loving me. And I wanted to do that for another person. But each time I see my little, it seems like she's taller, wiser, tougher, stronger. She's doing a great job of figuring it all out and coping. And I am absolutely rewarded to think I even had a sliver of a part to help her with that. So it can have an impact on us as that caring adult. As we are here collectively today, I like to think that we're not just here to celebrate strong, confident women and men on International Women's Day, but we're also reflecting on how we can help grow that in the young girls that are coming up and who are dreaming and hoping that that will be them. We have a former mentee, and this is the story I alluded to, and her name is Jamie, now grown. I think she's close to 50 like me, but she always shares this story. As she was growing up, similar to the adversity of what I spoke of earlier, single family home, lots of addiction. Siblings who were being incarcerated were in jail actually. Her mom just reached out and was able to get her big sister. Her big sister went to U of C just down the road, and she was 21, starting out. And Jamie says she remembers the second her big sister changed her life. She took her for coffee to the campus with her big sister's friends. And Jamie said she just sat there and said, oh my gosh, I could be here. And she said never in her life till that moment had she pictured herself going on in education. She thought she'd be on welfare, raising kids, and she says it hit her. And she is actually now one of the top leaders in one of the financial banks here in Calgary. So there's a quote that the Gina Davis Institute has, and it's out and about today with International Women's Day. If she can see it, she can be it. So that's what we ask of our mentors. Be a role model. You all have it in you. Take them to the hockey game. Take them for coffee. Do you go walk your dog? Do you go to the public library? If they can see it, they can be it. So I've gone on, I think, far too long. I think I've gone over my time. But we want to assure you, with Roger's commitment through the fundraising, the awareness you'll be working on, those of you who have maybe thought, now's the time. Even if you're not sure, call us. Right at the back in the corner, I've brought brochures, my card, there's a pen that has our website on it. You can keep it or give it to someone else. Check out what it's like, but call us. Again, we serve over 1,600 young people a year. We right now in Calgary and area have close to 337, I looked it up before I left, waiting. You know, people go, wow, what's our population in Calgary right now? 1.4?
Yeah.
I think we can get 400 mentors in the life of a young person. So that's always my challenge. I know we can do it. So again, if you're going to do one thing as a community, let us ensure that our most vulnerable kids have the support that they need so that they can reach their potential. And in 10 years, they can be part of this network that you're building today. So again, on behalf of all of us at Big Brothers Big Sisters, including our bigs and littles, thank you so very much, and we look forward to a great partnership going forward.